Hi, my name is Chad. I'm with the Academy of Model Aeronautics, and we're here at the AMA Expo 2016. We're in the Horizon Hobby booth, and we're looking at an E-Flight model with Mike. Mike, thanks for coming to the Expo again. You've been
My
here.
pleasure.
And this is an aircraft that some people might be familiar with, Skip Stewart's aircraft. Tell me a little bit about this model.
Yeah, this is the P2 Prometheus. It's a Carbon Z construction, and yeah, it's Skip Stewart flies this, and this is the one he flies. He's been flying the last several years in air shows, and he'll be flying this season in air shows. The full scale is kind of started life as a Pitts S2, and Skip and his aero guy did a lot of changes. The wings are not Pitts; they're unique. The whole tail group is unique. Cowling, landing gear, many changes.
You kept this true to the scale.
Well, yeah, I did what I do with all the aerobatic designs, and that's the real challenge: is trying to keep it so it looks so it looks very scale, but you make a whole bunch of changes that are hopefully pretty much invisible to the eye to make it a better flying model.
Right.
And there's a lot of those in this. But I'm very happy with how we preserved the scale lines of it. I think it really nails the character of the P2.
When you look at it, there's no questioning. This is Skip Stewart.
Yeah.
So tell me about tell me a little bit about the aircraft. Well, let's talk about weight. That's always an important question.
Yeah. Well, weight comes down to the construction, and this is Carbon Z construction, which is a combination of Z foam, which is kind of a high durability foam, but the Carbon Z part is, rather than a solid foam wing, which is heavy and also somewhat flexible, the wing is made in two halves, top and bottom, and there's carbon reinforcement inside, and then it's closed. So
strong and light.
So you basically get the rigidity of a wood airframe, you get the durability of a foam airplane, and then the low weight of a wood airplane. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. And then it can be painted and decoed real easily to make it very highly
scale.
Yeah, very scale, very detailed decoration like this.
It looks great. Great. So what power plant do you recommend in this? Or in terms of battery, and what's the flight time?
Yeah, I mean, it comes out of the box. We sell it as a bind-and-flight basic, which means everything except the battery. Or a plug-and-play, so you put in your own receiver. It's a 6S power system, so it's a brushless Outrunner 50 size motor. Battery pack is for a 6S. So 6S 4400 is probably the ideal pack. 5,000 is absolutely fine. So our video that went live today, honestly, half the flights in that were with the 4400, half were with the 5,000. You can't tell the difference. Tons of flight time with either one. The only advantage to the 4400 is a little bit lower weight. Because it weighs. There's a decent weight difference between the two, but the airplane carries the weight of the 5,000 fine too. Really strong power system. It's not something that I would really call a true 3D airplane. It's more really captures the kind of the high octane aerobatics that Skip does, but it really does a lot of 3D very well. It's got way more than enough power to hover and torque roll and then blast out of it.
I was about to ask you about the flight characteristics. How well does it fly?
It's amazing. I love the way this thing flies. Skip's signature maneuver is kind of the high alpha knife edge, and this thing it's just so easy to just nail it. And the bind and fly basic version, of course, has the AR636, which has AS3X in it. Something that we started with a few years ago in ultra micros and have moved it into bigger models, and that really makes things like that knife edge a lot easier because it helps keep it there, and it's a very predictable airplane. I think it's the kind of plane. I know experts will love it. I mean, it's just a blast to fly, but you don't have to be an expert to fly it. Though it's a Pitts, and there's a lot of model Pitts that have been out for years that are kind of not real user friendly. We learned a few years ago with the Ultra Micro S1 that we did that by making the right aero changes and then putting AS3X in, you can actually make them really friendly airplanes, because that thing it blew us away how well it flew, and it's been very popular. And so kind of taking what we learned on that, I thought, well, if I can do it that size, we can blow it up 3 times the size.
Scale it up, and there you go.
And so that's what this is. I mean, it's, while it's a high octane aerobat, guys who are just getting into aerobatics aren't going to have any trouble with it. It's not tip stally. It's not going to bite you. It's tame when you want it to be. So it's kind of for almost everybody.
And it's a good conversation piece you bring to the flight line.
Oh, absolutely. It's an eye catcher, right? I mean, in Skip's paint scheme, it's pretty flashy and definitely gets attention. And then when you fly it, it's definitely going to get attention.
Well, perfect. Thank you for sharing with us. And is this available now for the public?
This we announced it just today. It'll be available in about 6 to 8 weeks. It'll be March. In March, it'll be on the streets.
Perfect. Just in time for spring. Yep, Thanks again, Mike.
My pleasure. Yes.